Maestro Gaming presents a wobbly wagon wheel production about a nomad man. That man is the Gypsy King. Okay, ladies and gents, welcome back to another Maestro Gaming production, and welcome back to Calais as we kick off our first double away header here in Colombia. Now, today's stadium is a little bit smaller than the previous one. The previous one, of course, was 50-odd thousand capacity. Definitely not seater. I wanted to say seater. I kept insisting on seater, but looking at it, it definitely wasn't seater. It was capacity for sure. This one, though, it is only 46,400 capacity. Now, most of those probably are seats by the looks of it. So, without further ado, I'm going to head on over to the dugout and let's get on with today's first game. Right, it's almost time to kick off our first game here in the Olímpico Pascual Guerrero Stadium in Cali. But before we do, let's have a little look at our team sheet. So, of course, we have Gerald Veluza. I don't know why I wanted to call him Geraldo, but also I now kind of want to change it. Herrera is, of course, at left back. In central defence, we have Mina and Torres. Lopez on the right-hand side of defence. In central midfield, controlling it is Benny Hill. On the left-hand side, AU. Right-hand side, Rodriguez. And in front of them is Medrano and Gonzalez. Of course, up front is Conan the Barbarian. Now, our bench consists of Oscar Pistorius, Eric Morrisons, Carabello, Perez and Arias. Perez, of course, is not the Perez who plays in central attacking mid, but the central midfielder who can also play on the left wing. Not to be confused. Now, as you can see, they're going for a 4-3-1-2. Interesting choice of formation. They are going rather defensive, so let's try and put some pressure on them and let's get some goals. So, what do you think, Mr. Rubens Barrichello, as soon as I find my mouse? Well, he thinks it's a good time to remind the team the pressure is off. Well, considering our recent form, the pressure really isn't off. Let's be honest. Assertively, passionately, you're keen to avenge what happened last time. Go out there and express yourselves. Do. That has gone down great with all but 3 players, and the 3 players were not disheartened by the idea, so it has gone down pretty well. Now, we do need to move where we're looking at in the table, because we're not all the way up there. Geraldo, though, does a lovely job at collecting that ball. So that is not bad. 2 minutes in. Can we build from the back? Rolls it out to Mina, who plays a nice ball over to Herrera on this left-hand side. Will Herrera give it away? No, gives it to AU. AU now plays it to Herrera. Now we need to get something going. Stop pinning yourselves in the corner, lads. Nice ball over to Benny Hill. Unfortunately, though, Benny Hill just gives it to their defence. Mina, though, intercepts it once more. Conan the Barbarian to Medrano. It's now with AU. Can I get a lovely cross in? It's blocked. It's... Oh! Barbarian, you had a chance. Conan. That was a lovely opportunity, Conan, and you squandered it. What a shame. Conan the Barbarian, not quite the Barbarian with that effort. That is for sure. Now, as you can see, we are doing pretty good with the possession. We are rather dominating them for these first 20 minutes at least. 67% on the possession. They've whipped in a free kick, though. Free kicks are going to be our undoing, folks. By looks of it, looks like we are going to lose to set pieces. Demand more. Lads, stop conceding ridiculous goals. Look at that possession. We are dominating them. Just don't give them the opportunities and we shall win. Caicedo, though, gets it back to Riviera, now with Rosero. Rosero, this is the game we really want to be winning in today's episode, of course, because we do have another tricky away game, and it's even more tricky than today's game. So if we can't win this one, it looks like we're not going to win this one. It's going to be a painful episode. A very painful episode. It's going to be back-to-back painful episodes. Of course, in the previous episode, not getting a victory, and that was the first time since we have arrived here in Colombia that has happened. So we are going to demand more. This is pathetic, lads. They are pressured by that. They shouldn't be pressured by that, because this is a team we definitely shouldn't be losing to in the fashion we are, because we have been dominating that position like I've said. Unfortunately, though, we've been giving away some stupid fouls, And, well, they have capitalised. So it's 2-0 to Americana de Calais. They've had 10 shots to our 5, 5 on target to our 2, 5 fouls to our 6, 0 yellow cards, 2 yellow cards, 39% possession to our 61. Now, the best performance for them was their striker, Jose Cortez, with an 8.2 rating, 100% header 1 ratio. For us, it has weirdly been Geraldo the loser. 3 shots saved and 6.9 as a result. Struggling to form is Kai Botaru for them with a 6.5, no reason for it, and Herrera with a 6.5 and 0% crossing completion ratio for us. Other scores around the league though. Medellina is currently winning 1-0 away to Bucaramanga, and we have Julia losing 2-0 at home to Boyacá Chico. We then have Milaneros currently 2-1 up at home to Leones. Once Calda, don't know what they are now, 3-0 against Cucuta Deportivo. We then have Quindio, who's currently losing 2-0 to Deportivo Cali at home. So, Ruben thinks it's a good time to remind the pressure is not off, Ruben. Have you seen the state of our team right now? I expect to see something better in the second half, lads. That was awful. That was absolutely terrible. I want to see you show some passion, lads. I don't care. That's fired up our defence. Unfortunately, it's not fired anyone else up, but it's fired up the defence. The defence has appreciated that shot. Unfortunately, the rest of the team is not, though. And, well, a few of them are looking pretty tired, so I think it's time to rest some players up. Unfortunately, I think we need to cut our losses. We need to just take the players off who are tired. So AU is currently struggling, so Perez can come on for AU. We then have Rodriguez and Benny Hill who are struggling. Carabello, you'd prefer to be on the left-hand side, eh? Well, in that case, what we'll do is we won't take Rodriguez off. We'll take Benny Hill off instead. We'll go like that. Carabello can go out there. Perez can slot into the centre. We then have another substitution, but shall we use it? That's the question. Lopez? I have had a look, and we do have Julio coming in, so we don't need to worry about Rodriguez. We don't need to worry about Medrano, because Perez is also on the verge of coming back. So hopefully by the next game, we can force them two back into the lineup. Arias, maybe for Gonzalez. How tired is Gonzalez? He's on 76. He's not having a great game. Conan the Barbarian, though, not having a good game. You know what? We're going to give Arias a run out. We've basically lost this game, so we're going to rest up Conan. Conan can get fully fit for the next game. Hopefully, he can dominate in that. But for now, we are going to just resign ourselves to defeat in this first game, I'm going to say, and push on in the second, which, like I said, it's a much tougher job considering we are versing 4th place Atletico Nacional. Now Lopez throws it into Arias. Now back to Lopez, whips across in. Unfortunately, it is blocked, and they are going on the counter-attack. And, well, we are going to be rather open for this counter-attack, especially when we miss tackles like that. I don't know what's happened to our team in these past couple of episodes. It's disappointing. It's really disappointing. And it has ended with a disappointing result of 2-0. So, they had 12 shots to our 11 in the end. Very 50-50 if you think about it. 5 shots to 4, 8 fouls to our 9, 0 yellow cards, 3 yellow cards, 42% possession to 58. Their best performer was Jose Cortez at the end of the game with 1 goal and 8.3. For us was Geraldo the loser, 6.9 and no reason for it. Struggling to perform though was Kui Bortaru with a 6.5. I feel like I said that different in the first half with no reason for it. And Conan the Barbarian was our struggling performer, 6.4, 14% header 1 ratio. A few different milestones, feel free to go through them if you're interested, but I'm not going to focus on them. Jose Cortez, of course, the player of the match. So, Rubens Barrichello thinks should appreciate that effort. Ruben, were you watching the same game as me? Because I don't appreciate much about that. I really don't. Aggressively. I'm not happy, lads. You have lost confidence. You know what, Geraldo? I'm going to give you a pat on the head and a belly rub. I'm pleased with how you did today. Okay, whatever. You're a loser. You are literally the loser. I I'm not going to give you a belly rub in that case, since you seem to not like me telling you you did a decent job. So, 7 days time, we really didn't need to rest up some players looking at that then. Atletico Nacional, I probably should have paid attention to how long it is between these two games. Obviously, there was only 3 days gap since the last one in Calais, so I didn't expect it to be a big gap. Anyways, that is it for our first game of today's episode. I will see you over at Atletico Nacional's ground, which is, of course, the Atancio Girardot. So I'll see you fine folks there for that wet and wonderful game by the looks of it in just a second. Right, ladies and gents, welcome to the 44,739 capacity Atancio Girardot Stadium. This is, of course, the home of our next opponents, Atletico Nacional, our second game of today's episode. As you can see, it's not a bad little stadium. I'm not a big fan of the dugout, especially with the whole stepping down into them, but that is what we have to work with for today's episode. So without further ado, I'm going to head on over to the dugout and let's go on with today's second game. Okay, ladies and gents, it is almost kick-off time here in our second game of today's episode. And, well, as you can see, we have switched things up. We are firmly expected to lose today's game, so we are going for the one and only Sexy San Marino strat. Yes, that is what I've dubbed this. This is the Sexy San Marino strat. We are going to sit back. We're going to have one man sitting up front and just try and hoof it up to Conan the Barbarian. So our team looking to do that is Geraldo the loser in goal. Hopefully a winner today. Left hand side of defence is Martinez. That is because of a suspension. We then have Mina and Torres in central defence. Lopez on the right. I've got all of the back line sitting on defensive. Everyone is sat back in terms of the line. The line is as low as possible on both of them. In front of them is then Eric Morrison's in defensive mid. He's playing as an anchor. In front of them now all of our midfield, they're on support. So we have Perez and Benny Hill in central midfield, AU on the left hand side and Julio on the right. Julio still has a bit of a knock, so he might not last the whole game, but he's playing there at the moment. And of course, like I said, Conan the Barbarian up front. Our bench consists of Oscar Pistorius, Hertzlocker, Rodriguez, Perez and Gonzalez. So without further ado, let's go talk to Rubens Barrichello and see if we can get an upset today. So Rubens Barrichello thinks it would be good to remind the team the pressure is off. Indeed, the pressure is off. Let's be nice. Let's calmly. We're underdogs. No, you know what? Passionate underdogs. We're underdogs. Suits us down to the ground. Let's go cause an upset, lads. Come on. Let's get rallied. Let's rally behind them. Let's get a little bit of positivity into them. As you can see, this stadium is pretty packed, which is surprising considering it is a 40,000 seat stadium. But then again, we are playing one of the best teams in the league, so they probably do have the crowd to actually fill it. And, well, they are looking uninterested. I guess we're boring them to sleep with our tactic of just sitting back. As you can see, Julio is on 70%, so Julio probably going to have to be substituted maybe even at half-time by the looks of it, but we're just looking to eke this out. Just get rid of the time, make the clock disappear. I know it's not the greatest thing for YouTube, but it's what we need in terms of a strategy. Unfortunately, that strategy goes in the bin once you've conceded. So, we are going to have to now try and move out of our own half. But, first of all, first half, 1-0. 11 shots to 0. 5 shots on target to our 0. 1 foul to our 8. 0 yellow cards, 1 yellow card, 60% possession to 40. We made the mistake of fouling them. If we didn't foul them, we would have got away with it. Best performer for them is Estupina. He's got that 1 goal and a 7.2 rating. And for us is Gerald the loser, 6.9 and 3 saves held. Struggling form is Cordoba for them with a 6.4 and 0 overall chances. And Martinez with 58% passing completion ratio and a 6.4 for us. Now, of course, we wouldn't have Martinez if we had the option, but unfortunately we have to use him. So, Rubens thinks it's good to remind the team the pressure is off. Indeed it is. Let's passionately tell them. I don't think any of you played I mean, yeah, make up for it in the second half, lads. We are going to make up for it in abundance. We are going to push on. We are going for this victory, ladies and gents. We are going to substitute a few players out. I'm going to move that because that is really irritating me in that layout. So, Benny Hill had a rough one. Morris had an even rough one. He's frustrated, in fact. So he can go up front. Now, he is going to be joined in place of Gonzalez. Right, Gonzalez, what would you like to be when you grow up? You'd like to be a pressing forward, would you? Interesting. So, supporting pressing forward, deep line forward for Conan the Barbarian. We then have Jorge Perez. Now, he would like to remain a central midfielder. So you know what? Let's go 4-4-2. That will do for now. You would like to be just a simple central midfielder on attack. Now, I'll put you on support. I'm not going to attack quite yet with you. Rodriguez, how does Julio feel? Julio is dying, so we're taking Julio off. And I think we hold on to the last substitute for now. A lot of players are struggling, so we can't substitute them all, unfortunately, but we can substitute those two. And in fact, we are going to go attacking. We're not going very attacking. We don't want to completely let our guard down at the back, but we need to push on and try and get a goal. So, lads, I am going to give you a bit of encouragement. See if a bit of encouragement can brighten up the team, pack them up a little bit, get them going forward in a positive manner. Martinez is going to try and do that for us. It's Gonzalez. Martinez tries the ball over the top. He gives it straight back to Roman, though. They're now on the counter-attack. It's a lovely ball over the top to Cordoba, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Luckily for us, the loser makes a save. And we are still kind of in this game. If we can keep it to 1 goal, we still have an opportunity. Jaramillo, now he is tripped up by Rodriguez. Lucky for us, that's his first foul of the game, but unlucky for us, they are pretty good at free kicks, so they're going to play it short. It's now back with Marino and Enio. Enio plays it back to Diaz. Diaz, will he play it all the way back to the goalkeeper? Interesting. Chase this one down, lads. Hunt the ball. Hunt the ball. Catch him while he's dilly-dallying. Or don't. Just let them play it out. Marino now to Mariano. And it's now with Diaz on the left-hand side. Diaz does a lovely job keeping it in. And Cordoba gets them a second. Right, I guess we go all out. We have no real choice in the matter. We are losing. We have nothing really going for us. Rodriguez, you can shift up. No, Rodriguez, seriously. Go up to there. You want to be up there, so get up there. Right. Do we have anyone who can play left attacking mid? Not really. That's an issue. That's a slight issue with our current predicament. AU is struggling. So, Benny Hill? Benny Hill? Actually, no. No, we're not. We're not risking it. Perez, you can simply come on, slide in as a ball-winning midfielder. I think we don't have the people to bring on, unfortunately. That is the problem. We just can't keep up with a team of this caliber. If we managed to keep them out in the first half, might have had a chance. Heck, even if we managed to keep them to 1 goal, still might have had an opportunity late in the game to snatch an equaliser, but unfortunately we're not going to get anything by looks of this. Loser plays it short to Torres. Torres now over to Lopez. This is going to make 4 straight defeats. Lucky for us though, we do have at least 3 home games in a row, I believe. So the next episode is going to be a double home header. Hopefully it's going to be the bounce back episode, because we've had a couple of bad ones. Of bad ones indeed. Gonzalez plays it back to Martinez. Back to Gonzalez. Now into AU. AU tries one over to Perez. Ooh, Perez tries to hoof one from the edge of the area. Unfortunately, though, nowhere near the goal, and it is a wasted opportunity. So, come on. Let me shout at the lads. Show some passion. I am rather displeased with your efforts, especially with these free kicks. We really need to be more disciplined. I don't know how I stopped my teams committing all these fouls. I've tried everything. I've told them to lay off. I've told them not to dive into tackles. These bad teams are just good at giving away free kicks, I guess. So, Soto tries the ball over to the left-hand side where Diaz will collect it. Diaz has had a lovely game here today. Perez, though, lovely tackle. Unfortunately gives him it back, but Perez has it back. Gonzalez, now to Perez. Rodriguez, can he do anything over on this right-hand side? Crossfield ball to Ayew. Ayew cuts inside. Will he go alone or will he pass it? Ayew with a beautiful goal. That is what I'm saying. If it was only a 1-goal difference, that would have equalised it. Unfortunately, though, we weren't let 2 in. So, we now need to pull back yet another goal. So, come on, lads. We've got 4 minutes to work with even. English, hard, very difficult. Yes, indeed. Spiffing good, old chap. Now, Diaz, coming down left-hand side, plays it over to Yarmilo. Yarmilo gets it to Enio, and it's called over to Martinez. Lovely save by the loser, though. And we are still kind of in this game. We just need to get this one away. O'Brien whips one in. It is straight over the top, and Leon will just tap it out for us to have a throw-in. Thank you, Leon. I appreciate that. That was nice of you. Diaz, now with a throw-in into Cordoba. Please win the ball back. Lovely one, Lopez. Hold on, Kernan. Come on, Kernan. Hunt it. Hunt that ball. We need the ball. Just hunt it. I don't care. Just run at the goalkeeper. Diaz, counter-attack down left-hand side. We need to win this back. Someone get a tackle in. Please. We can't let them keep passing it about. O'Brien gets it back to Enio. It's now with the Roman on the right-hand side. Dispossess the Roman, please. No, you've let him get across in. 2 blocks. Get it away. Somebody. Soto. Over the bar, and we have an opportunity. Let's get something going. Encouragement. Bit of encouragement. That's worked with half the team. Few of them don't like being encouraged. And, well, send it 2-1. Could have been a lot worse. That is a pretty reasonable result, I would say, against Atletico Nacional, who was expected to get absolutely slaughtered. We only lost 2-1 in the end. So there is some positives to take out of it, but unfortunately we need points. We didn't get absolutely anything from that, so yeah, not the greatest, but it is also not the worst. So 25 shots to our 7, 10 on target to our 3, 4 fouls to our 18. Like I said, those fouls have been crucial. If we didn't give away as many fouls, we could have probably stolen a point in today's game. 0 yellow cards, 3 yellow cards, 56% possession to our 44. Now, their best performer was Marino. He got 7.8 and a 92% passing completion ratio. For us was Ayew, 1 goal and an 8.3. Struggling to form was Krysan. He got 6.6 for them. And Benny Hill with a 6.4 and also no reason for it. Few different milestones, but the player of the match goes to Emmanuel Ayew. That's 8.3 and a goal. So, Rubens Barrichello thinks we should... I mean, you know what, lads? They are arguably the best team in the league. So I am going to passionately tell you what the results are. I'm pleased with our performance. You put some heart into that game. Now, amazing defending up till about the last minute of that first half, and then that went and trickled away, and then we even went and fought back and got a goal in the second half. So, not a bad little showing, although, as we saw, they're a much better side than us. So, we really shouldn't be expecting anything against either of those two. Santa Fe is also having a great season, but we come up against a team that we should have a good opportunity to beat, as we face Cortuluá and once Caldas. Don't know who they are now, but they was once Caldas, and I will keep repeating that. They are having a good start though, 5th, and well, 4, 2 and 2. Now, the real question though is, where were they predicted to be in the table? We know the other one is predicted to be in a bad position. Cortuluá is actually the worst team in the league, alongside us and Bucaramanga, who is currently a promoted side. So, we are very much in the scrap for the relegation, but we have a good opportunity if we can win our games in the next episode. The Once Caldas game, though, that is going to be a bit more tricky. 7th in the league, so they're situated between Deportivo Cali and Tolima, who all those teams we've had rough games against. I wouldn't say any of those have been comfortable in the slightest. Of course, there's been some losses. I think there was a draw in there. I want to say that it was 2 losses and a draw with those 3 teams. If I'm right. So, very rough time probably when we once Caldes, but it is at home, so who knows. We then have Millenarios. Now Millenarios are 8th in the league. That of course will be in the episode after, and well, they are 4th in the predicted. So yeah, that's going to be a rough one. How is Chico? Chico time. Well, Chico time is middle of the pack. Okay, so we've got an easy one and a more difficult one in the next couple of episodes. So I thank you all for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a lovely night, and goodbye.